Now, I get many requests, and I got this one this morning, believe it or not, and I just happened to be tying some mayflies anyway, so I thought, well, I'll just film one, and I'll add this to some of the flies. Now, this is it here. This is a Frankie McPhillips fly. It's just simply called an olive CDC mayfly, and it's one of his dressings from his website, as far as I believe. Now, I'm just going to wax my thread first before I do anything. This is just to get started. Now, the thread I'm using, this is a uni thread, 80 in olive. Now, hook is this is a size 10, it's a fully mill hook, it's called the all-purpose medium. It's a nice hook, it's a good wet fly hook as much as a good dry fly hook. But what we do is we start at the eye, come halfway down the shank, just come halfway down. Break away the thread and then come halfway back up. And this will give you the position for the wing. Now the wing is CDC and grey Mallard. It's a mix. But for a fly this size we'll need at least 4 large CDC feathers. Now these are natural grey. Now I'm just going to lift them out. I'll just show you in a second. Now what I'm going to do is a natural curving CDC in any feather really. And we want them curving away from one another, so really there's going to be 2 either side. To this side, as I say, I want them curving away, so basically you line them up the best you can. Let me show you what they look like. There they are. So they're curving away from one another, 2 either side. Then what I'm going to do is just pull back. You don't need all the CDC. Plus we're going to use some of this for the throat of this fly. Just check, make sure they're all lined up. There's one not. Just checking to make sure the tips are lined up. When you're messing about with them, you'll pull them apart. But just take your time. Now I'm going to measure the wing length like using the hook. So the hook length, full length of the hook, which I'm going to tie forward. Pinching loop on top, 3 or 4 turns. And then I'm going to mix in some grey. I've already used some of the fibres from this feather, so all I'm doing, I've got a couple of flies, not even 3 flies out of that because I could use the tip. So what I'm going to do is bring the fibres 90 degrees out from the stem, tear them off, and then what I like to do is just roll the fibres, mix them up, tie them on top. So they're going to blend in the same length as the CDC, so a wee pinching loop on top. A couple of turns, just spread it slightly, just with my nail. I'll show you this once I've cut it in with 3 or 4 more turns. So all I'm doing is spreading the fibre between the actual CDC. Now to help get the tape on the body, cut the remains of your CDC and your Mallard at an angle from the back. Just use your scissors. Trim away at an angle. As I say, keep these, don't throw these away. It's good dubbing as well, as I'm going to use this as the throat of this fly. So we start to work our way down, nice and tight. A bit of wax on the thread. And if you keep the tip of your finger at the ends, the cut ends, and wind, that stops them rotating around the shank. So if you do that, see where we are. That's fine. Carry on down to in line with the barb of the hook. Tail, just pheasant tail fibre. It's not the strongest fibre in the world, but it's used in the mayflies in Ireland. I like it, so that's what I want. So we've got good half dozen fibres. The measure, you're looking the length of the hook, length of the wing, just as a balance. Just catch that on the top. As we turns, just wind your thread up. So basically the point where the taper comes to an end there, this will help build up the body, just catch that. And then the way back down to the tail, we tie in the rib, so I'm just catch it in there. So it's again, we're encouraging this taper using the materials all the way down. dubbing, the body, just an olive. The olive you can change, you make it darker, lighter, whatever you like, it could be yellow. This is just an in-between, it's a nice blend I like on Mayflies. So lightly dub it onto your thread and slide it up. Just get it caught so you've got an anchor and you can tighten to that. And then, because you've already got the taper on the body, it's just a matter of working your way up. Stretching the dubbing out as you go. Always looking at the shape of the body. You want a nice shape in these Mayfly, they're large. So you want a nice body. The excess stick away. And then we bring the rib up. You're looking around 45 turns. Now what I like to do is do a turn in front of the wing. Catch it in. Just basically bring it around the thread and then bring the thread up. Just lift the wing. Tighten onto it. That will lock in your rib. Secure that in. To your thread right up against the wing. This will lift it. You see how it's spread. Easy enough done. Now the throat of this fly is CDC, as I say, so we've got the remains of our feathers line. Now there's 4 obviously, but you don't need it all. I'm just going to cut it away. You can do both, you can pull it off, but if you get the wee curly ends if you pull it off. So I'm just going to lay, there's the remains of 2 feathers here. I'm just bringing them in here at the tips so I can hold them. Trim away from the feather as close as you can. So we've got it there, and then we bring it in with our finger and thumb. Quite hard to show you here. So we've got something to catch in. We do a pinch and loop up the way, so this is like a throat. These are fibres a wee bit long, we can always break the fibres off to suit. But anyway, we just draw the wing back, just nice and tight. And then pinching up, catch in these fibres. Just like using a pinch and loop down the way you can use it up the way. Looks a bit messy there at the front. You can tidy some of the long fibres away with the scissors. Wax on your thread. Make sure they're secure. Just going to bring out these fibres now, so you can see. Obviously some of the fibres are too long. Don't cut them, just pinch them off. You can leave them if you want, but to be honest with you, just trim them off. Or break them off. That's fine. And then head is orange. Just orange seal's fur. You could use whatever material you have. The orange seal's fur for the head. Again, I'm just going to lightly dub this on. Slide it up. Obviously this will help tidy up the area. If you don't like the orange seal's fur, you could just use the olive seal's fur, but in the original fly it is orange. So what I'm going to do is start to wind up from the eye to the wing. Just going to slightly tighten it, holding the wing back as I wind up. Again, tighten it up, and then work your way through and back down towards the eye. There we are, stroking back any fibres going forward, and then we can flip finish. There we go. Trim your thread, and that's it. Well, I was copying a picture, so I hope that's it. So that's Frankie McPhail's Olive CDC Mayfly. A nice pattern. It's a lovely pattern. So I'm sure the reason why I'm getting asked could I show how to tie this fly is because it's doing well. So anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.